Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. The death of democracy, the strangling of justice, and the disemboweling of liberty. This is the Republican Party platform in 2021. On January 6th, a group of Republican-only politicians voted to overturn the free and fair election for the guy that lost by 7 million votes. Since then, though, they've moved on and accepted that they lost the election. I'm kidding. They want to kill off the democratic process, voting rights, and put liberty into a wood chipper. Why? Why would the guys that scream, America, Constitution, want to destroy the greatest democracy in the world? Because they really don't want to live in the greatest democracy in the world. They want to live in a dictatorship that they run and wear a t-shirt that says democracy. They want to keep the power and become Russia West, where the power is absolute and never ending. Because the democratic system they were cheerleaders for has actually started to become democratic. We've had a black president, a woman vice president, Mexicans in the cabinet, Asians running for mayor of New York. We can't have this, gentlemen. It's only fair if we run it. It's been 5.5 months since tourists attacked our Capitol, built a gallows, and screamed, "Hang Mike Pence." So, if you're going to book an interactive tour this summer where you get to beat the hell out of cops, destroy public property, and go on a scavenger hunt for the heads of the leaders of America, the Capitol Insurrection Tour is for you. Book early and use your American Express miles. American Express, majority owned by Saudi Arabia. But I digress. We had 147 Republican senators vote to overthrow a free and fair election, and not one of them has been arrested, charged, or even had his hand slapped for trying to end democracy as we know it. Yet in 1861, 11 senators and 3 U.S. House members were expelled from Congress for refusing to acknowledge Abraham Lincoln's electoral win. So we have a precedent for dumping 147 Republicans for committing treason. And be clear, that's what they did. They committed treason against America and tried to install a dictator with a tater tot for a dick, according to Stormy. They continue to say the election was rigged. This man right here, the director of cybersecurity and infrastructure security agency, Christopher Krebs, who was appointed by Trump to oversee the 2020 election, said that our election was the safest in history. And for doing his job that well, for making sure that Americans could be sure that the election was free and fair, he was fired. Be clear, people, we are losing our democracy. You know, I thought it would stop after the orange orangutan left, but the GOP gangsters continue to dismantle our freedoms, and it seems to be a trend. Dictatorships are hot, hot, hot. Fascism is, ironically, the new black. In 2021, Belarus, Russia, North Korea, and now American Samoa were, after 22 years in power, the guy that lost the most recent democratic election said, "Yeah, nah, I won." Then he dismantled Parliament and locked the Supreme Court out. Be clear, once we let one Hitlery dude be all Hitlery, then everybody thinks they can just be Hitlery, and they can't. You may not have known this, but Hitler was arrested and put in jail in 1923 for treason. He served 5 years, which just gave him time to kind of organize his psychosis. And during that time, he wrote Mein Kampf and planned his return to power. And because he was allowed to come back, millions died. But we here in America can breathe a little bit easier, because the only good news for us is that Trump can't read, let alone write. I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. God, we got to arrest these pricks.